The year is 1946. World War II just ended. The victors? The United States, Soviet Union, United Kingdom. The world is still shaken, but they strive to get back to normalcy and unity. Family. Unity. The war and the utter sadness around America made people postpone having children. But that was over, and it was time to get busy. Enter the baby boom era. That's right, your grandparents were doing the boom boom during the baby boom, the era that idolized domesticity. After years of women fighting to get into the workforce, they were heavily encouraged to leave and focus on what really mattered. Getting those childbearing hips ready for some childbearing. The media and culture at the time heavily influenced this. Yes, even back then, there was a sense of influencers, no computer or iPhone needed. Women were marrying young, usually straight out of high school, and sold a dream that the best, most fulfilling thing you could do was have a baby ripped right out of you and you would tear from your booty hole to your... Oh, I said that wrong? My producer is saying I was completely wrong. And yep, I got it. I will make sure to stay on script. The best thing you could do was deliver a precious gift from above.
Seems strange having a little one again, Mrs. Sturdivant.
Seems heavenly. I'd forgotten how darling babies are.
And that's what many would say, because if you spoke against the most fulfilling and blissful job, you were a freak. And in that time, it was not good to be different, or black, or gay, or a nerd. So I mean, could you imagine not having a kid? Ugh, what a loser. Well, speed up to the modern day, there is a rise of lonely men and women who would rather have hobbies focus on their work instead of dealing with a crusty dusty who would probably make her a single mom anyway. That's right, the rise of the child-free woman. They listened to Destiny's Child when they were younger, and they don't need no man. Many of these women identify as a cat mom, a dog mom, or simply a woman who doesn't have children that is going about her life and doing whatever she wants and is totally fulfilled without a child.
We're not moms. We can make a last-minute dinner reservation without a babysitter.
We're not moms. We can sleep until noon.
We're not moms. We can have choking hazards on our coffee table.
Yes, even in the deep, deep year of 2026, there's many people who think if a woman does not have children, she's going to be living in her one-bedroom apartment, sequestered in the corner of her dirty, cat-filled apartment, crying because her level of fulfillment is dwindling and is down in hell, where every woman who doesn't have children should be.
When you're talking to a girl and she says that she does not want children, that is the biggest red flag in the world.
And many people are saying that these women who are online talking about how great it is to be child-free, aka the child-free influencer, are influencing young women to never have children and setting them up for a life of unfulfillment, sadness, and depression.
Being child-free is the best. I can literally count on my hands how many times I've been like, oh, I wish I had a kid. This many, 0.
What's crazy about not having kids? You could literally do anything you want. Like, I was just getting a Dunkin' Donuts.
One of the best decisions I've ever made for myself is to be child-free.
Growing up as a little girl, we are conditioned and we keep hearing that we should be mommies when we grow up. Am I okay with not having children? Absolutely. I've gone on and had a fulfilling life. If you have grandchildren and children, fabulous. I hope you have a wonderful life with them. For me and so many of my other girlfriends who never had children, we're doing okay.
But I have a different theory. I think the mothers are actually telling many women who don't have children to think a lot and extremely hard for years before you decide to have a baby rip through your lower region, and of course everything that comes after that.
Do you think this job is easy 24/7, no breaks, barely adult interaction? You're talking to kids all day long.
If you are debating having children, please stop and listen.
Unpopular opinion, but having a baby ruined my body.
You're just surviving, trying to raise these kids.
I regret making being a mom my dream.
Because I don't think people understand this is the hardest thing I've ever done in my entire life.
First, there was the baby boom era. Well, might I introduce you and welcome you to the regretful mother era. And honey, they are not scared to tell you what they call is the truth of motherhood.
Dedicating your life to kids, losing yourself.
This video is sponsored by me. Can you guys just share it? Leave a comment, that's all I ask. These videos take a lot of time. I did put a Barbie skit that's coming up, which takes a lot of time, so helping me fight the algorithm is really all I'm asking. Please, so I don't have to mom rage like the other lady that hit the wall with the pillow. When I was younger, I was always sold the dream that having kids was magical. It hurts for a little bit, but then once you do that one big push and you hold your baby, all that pain just goes away. You're not gonna remember any of it. And then I saw birth and I said, that don't look like magic. That looks like a crime scene. And people would always give me crap for it, but many moms on TikTok are saying, no, it's right. It's awful.
So I gave birth. Sorry, what the hell was that? Usually when people are like, want to hear my birth story, I think, no. And now that I've given birth, I realize that was the most effed up thing that's ever happened to me. I guess it's a story in my life now. Too many people are casually giving birth. For some people, I guess it is casual. Obviously not for me. They're gonna put me on an IV drip, and before I even start contracting, I'm gonna ask for epidural. I'm not gonna feel shit. This is gonna be lit. Uh-oh, I was so incredibly wrong. It's unbelievable. The experience couldn't have been more traumatic.
And traumatic it was. My whole body was just tight as she explained everything that went on. And I think the moment the doctor came in, I would have lost it.
The doctor comes in and she's like, oh no, you're getting induced. Takes this balloon, opens my vagina with a crank.
Wait, why is there a balloon and a crank?
Puts the balloon in, blows it up with water. He
Huh?
puts the string to my leg, hooks me up to the IV, puts me on oxytocin, and goes, okay, you're gonna start contracting and this balloon's gonna fall out.
Yeah. That's not even the worst part. This painful party just begun.
10 minutes, she has to get on her knees and pull the string of the balloon to see if it comes out. Pain of that was insane.
He keeps talking about this balloon, and I have seen birth before, but I don't remember a balloon. To be fair, I was like this the whole time. So maybe I was just so scarred I missed that part. But I feel like I would have remembered a balloon. Is that in everybody's birth story? You get a balloon shoved up there?
Like, she's like, deep breath, and then she's trying to pull this 3-centimeter thing out of my 1-centimeter vagina. So tight.
Oh, all right. Well, that just made everything hurt down there.
Then the doctor comes in with an ever so literal, like, sewing needle.
I see one of you men leave in the chat, and I know at least one of you is saying, but having a kid is so worth it in the end. No. If you're clicking off this video and you're one of the people saying, but childbirth is so worth it, especially if you're a dude with a whole schlong and you're clicking off this video because you're sick, you better keep this video on. I'm gonna tell your future wife or girlfriend that you couldn't even sit through a woman explaining what a doctor did with a balloon and her vagina.
I was getting fisted a lot. Just something I was never into, but now I know for sure I'm not. Now all that's left to come is the baby. Guess what? After they broke my water, 2 bacterial infections crawled up my vagina and poisoned both me and the—
And that's how the story ended. Ma'am, are you okay?
So I spent the last month on the L&D floor delivering babies, and something they don't tell you is that you're going to poop in front of everybody.
Okay, so I did actually know about that one. Side quest. When you're a personal trainer, a lot of the women that have had kids will tell you everything, and I am so grateful for them. They did not hold anything back, and I think almost every single person that told me their birth story told me that they took a fat in front of everyone. They didn't care because they were having a whole baby. So, I mean, if you're someone that wants children and you're scared of pooping, I think that's the least of your worries. At least it would be for me. I'm having a baby. You deal with it. Everyone in this room.
Look at it! Look at it! Look at it! Look at it!
And some moms are coming out and saying it wasn't even all the stuff that had to do really with the birth and, you know, your area down there that was painful. When someone asked me what the most painful part of labor was, and they expect me to say contraction, but I show them this. And it's just a bunch of horrifying needles in her hand. As someone who has a fear of needles, yeah. But that's just the beginning. Personally, I love when moms share these horrific stories about childbirth because it is something that can happen. My mom, when I watched her give birth to my sister, she was smiling the whole time. I have never heard my mom once complain about any of her births. She loved it. She was one of those women that would want to be pregnant 10 times at the least. Like, she wished she could have more children. And taking care of us was the absolute best part for her. I still ask my mom till this day, I'm like, Mom, be real with me. Did you really like taking care of us? Like, she will not budge. She loved it. But there are some moms that are in absolute tears about raising children. And warning everyone, do not have kids. Not 1, not 2, not 3, but 5 exclamation points. Having him was the biggest setback in my life. 1, I think she has multiple children, so she is at her wit's end because from what I see, this woman, tears are flowing, nose is dripping, tongue is lashing, mouth is wet. You know when you're really, really upset, really, really frustrated, the fluids just keep leaking out of your face, like from your mouth, your nose, your eyes, your scalp. And I guess she got on TikTok to vent about one of her children who was the biggest setback of her life.
Listen to me when I say this. Do not have kids if you don't know the possibilities of your chance, the possibility and risk of your kids having Down syndrome, autism, being on the spectrum, cerebral palsy, you know, all the above, do not have kids.
Honestly, she makes a really good point. And I see people getting angry when people say, I don't think I'd be able to handle a kid with Down syndrome or any of the list of things that she just said because I'm not fit to take care of that. And people get really upset when it's a really, really good thought to have before you have kids. If you can't handle a kid having X, Y, and Z, I think it's probably a really good choice to not have children because it could happen. And then if you do, you end up like this woman crying on TikTok. So I guess she's just always stressed out because her kid has some type of thing going on and the kids were playing. She went off to do something else. The kid got way too quiet. And if you know, or if you have kids or at least nannied, babysat, took care of your brother or sister when you were younger, you would know if they get too quiet, something's going on. And something did. And it broke her.
So from time to time, I let my son come in here and play with his toys. He was way too quiet.
Not the kid sprinting through the chips on screen doing motor noises with his mouth while his mom's having a breakdown. That is another reminder that if you become a parent and you're having a breakdown, you still gotta get that kid a juice box. And that kid might be doing airplanes in the kitchen as you clean up his mess.
Hey bro, this is the type of shit you gotta deal with. Water on the floor. He put the cashews and water in a blender and poured it on a plate.
Oh no, he was making potions. I used to do that when I was little. That was fun. I did mine outside. But you know, blenders are not outside, so he just wanted to blend it up. A for creativity. F for this is so annoying as a parent.
I'm tired. Every day is something. And then on top of that, me not having help from nobody, having no support system, nobody. He's with me 24/7.
So even though me and Garrett are pretty much on the fence of we're not having kids, but we still talk about things even if we do change our mind, because that could always happen. Adoption was something that I always really, really loved. But once again, once you adopt the child, they're still a child. They still can blend up cashews in your blender and miss the plate and pour water all over your floors, and now you're standing there crying in your kitchen with your feet in cashew water. But we talk about, we're very aware that if we had kids, it's pretty much us. One, our families live pretty far. Not close enough for us to be like, hey, can you come watch little Tamika and Joshua? Never thought of names because I don't want children, but I guess that's what we're going with. So we would know that if we had kids, it's gonna be a doozy. We're gonna be real tired and ain't nobody gonna come watch these kids. So it's kind of nice to hear someone say and warn people, if you don't have a support system, you might want to think about it a little bit.
If you don't have no support system, if nobody's willing to get your kids and keep them a couple days so you can accomplish stuff, do stuff, get a peace of mind, even for a couple hours, don't have no kids.
And I know someone's gonna say, this is why you get into a marriage that you know will last forever. How do you know? How do you know the person that you marry isn't gonna say, you know what? Now that we have a child, a child changed me, which happens, and they just walk on out. They don't want nothing to do with this. Mommy. Brayden, give me back my dirt mound. Mommy. I need my juice box. Whoa there. Okay, Brittany, hold on. I'll get it for you. Here you go. Thanks, Daddy. Mom! Brayden took my dirt mound. Bethany, Daddy got you a new dirt mound. Thanks, Daddy. Okay, Brittany has her juice box. Bethany has her dirt mound. Brayden is in the sink. That's fine for now. All right, Barbie, I can go make dinner if you change Bellamy's diaper. I can't do this. Wait, what? Mommy, can I have another juice box? I can't do this. Hey, Barbie, where are you going? Ken, I can't do this. It just dawned on me. I am not meant to be a mom. What do you mean? You're pregnant right now. Here. Hey, Barbie, you can't just walk away. We always wanted children. You always wanted children. I gave them to you. Have fun. Mommy. I need a juice box. You already have a juice box, Bethany. You had like 5 today. My name's Brittany. Bye, Ken. Oh, you men thought that you couldn't get left? Oh yeah, the woman can leave you too, even if you're a Ken. Anyway, back to her video. He's crashing out, and like I said, the baby's still gonna baby. He's got needs.
I can't even attempt it in. If I do, he gotta be with me. Go get on the potty if you boo-boo.
You don't don't care. He got a boo-boo. I'm not laughing at her. I'm just laughing at the situation because I can imagine being so frustrated and then next thing you know, your kid's telling you he got a boo-boo and you gotta wipe your tears and help him with that boo-boo.
I'm going through a lot and this just don't make it no better.
Something that I have fantasized about ever since I was in my teens was if I'm going through something, like any kind of moment that I feel stressed, anytime that I'm crying, anytime that I'm angry, I say, how would this be if I had a miniature human pulling on my jacket saying,
Mama, I want juice box. Or Mama, I just broke my leg as I jumped out of the tree outside.
how would I handle that? And the answer is normally, well, like this. Eyes running, nose draining, mouth very wet, wanting to probably throw my body into the oven and scream. And to me, that means I am not ready mentally for children. I hate motherhood. So this is another mom in her car talking about she hates motherhood. This is kind of a running theme. I'm guessing they don't want to say this in the house next to the children. Well, I mean, the cashew foot lady did not care. I think she was at her wit's end. But sometimes you just got to go in your car, take a breather, and vent to TikTok about these damn kids.
This shit is not fucking easy. Like, it's hard enough, motherfucker, to work every fucking day. But to have a child, and then you gotta work, and then you gotta just stay afloat, like, I can't make this up. Like, whoever that has no children, please. And if you want some, please stop the want.
See? Right there. Whenever someone just blissfully, just in passing in my comment section or something, like people will ask, oh, you look great, Michelle. How many kids do you have? And I say, I ain't got no kids. And then there'll always be some crusty creature from the crevices of their single bedroom apartment who does have kids but doesn't take care of them and then complains about child support, saying,
I knew it. I knew she was one of these women who tells people not to have kids.
I ain't never said not to have children. I said, I just don't have any children. I didn't promote anything. I said in my specific life, I don't have no children. But this woman is full on saying, don't have kids. And if you want them, stop the one.
To have. Like, this shit ain't cool, like, at times. Like, and then when you single, it's so disgusting. Like, why? I just don't understand why men just be out here dropping these kids off on women, and then y'all just think that we supposed to just do it all. If I could do it all over again, I probably would have just did what the fucking doctor told me to do, and that was to get an abortion.
Shit. All right. So there's that. Once again, put a lot of thought into having children. I think it's really good to get the women on, the internet who say, this is amazing. This is awesome. Look what my little bundle of joy did. And then it's also good to see, look at these women, the ones who don't really have a support system, the ones that the man left, the ones that are low in money. And ask yourself, can I handle that? Imagine you quit your job to be a stay-at-home mom and the only thing your husband can afford is just paying the bills. You can't get your hair, nails done, or no new clothes. You're in hell. Wait, I think food might be a little bit more important than new hair, nails, and clothes. I don't know if I would qualify that as hell. Some people can't even afford rent, much less a one-income household. I'm not gonna put her on the other level of the moms who are frustrated about cashews in their toes. This one's on a whole nother level. The way that she could just get a remote job at home. For example, TikTok. Mom content is all the rage right now. Self-care is important, but not enough for me to make my husband feel bad for doing his best and affording me the opportunity to be a stay-at-home mom. Yeah, the husband's doing nothing wrong. He's just doing his best. And it looks like you agreed to the stay-at-home mom thing, so. Before we get to our next mom regretting motherhood, let's go into our next sponsor, me, and my small bakery, Yibz. If you would like to take the next step in supporting the channel, order a box of protein donuts and eat them while you sprint away from your children saying, no, this is my snack. You already have a juice box. Thank you so much for being part of this channel, and back to today's episode. I genuinely have not enjoyed being a mom. The constant screaming is actually killing me. Just wait until X month. Then it's X month. I don't want to keep holding on. This is why I don't listen to what people say. I decide what I want, and everyone's opinion literally goes not even through my ears, just over there. Especially when it has to do with my life. I always hear, oh, but when you become a mom, you will love, oh, but well, just wait until a few months, you'll love it, I promise. Oh, you still don't love it at the time that I told you that you'll love it? Don't worry, just give it a few more months, you will love it. You hear the same thing when you say you don't want children. Oh, you'll change your mind after you get out of high school. Oh, you'll change change your mind once you actually start maturing and turn 25. You'll change your mind when you meet the right guy. I met Garrett, he also doesn't want children. Oh, you'll change your mind when Garrett changes your mind because every man changes their mind. It's in their blood. They need to spread their seed everywhere. Garrett probably doesn't want children more than my booty cheeks. Oh, you'll change your mind once you get to 30. They always push that line. Listen, I will change my mind when I damn near want to change my mind. Stupid. Plus, I got my uterus yeeted out of me and I haven't thought of her since. Best thing I could have done for my endometriosis. Anyway, there is a never-ending supply of moms on TikTok saying they love their kids, you know, but they absolutely hate motherhood.
I fucking hate being a mom. I hate being a parent. Like, I fucking hate it. And I feel bad for saying that, but like, I wish someone would have let people with BPD know that like we really shouldn't be moms. Like, having a kid is too fucking complicated. I don't want to do it. Like, I don't want to be responsible for this tiny human. I just want to be responsible for myself, and it's too late now.
And whether you have a support system or not, this can still be you. Like, you can still have these thoughts after having a child. It's very sad, but it's also very real. And being a trainer and having a lot of clients, you're kind of people's therapist. So it was very not eye-opening because for some reason I kind of knew all of this stuff for like when it came to myself, like I knew I could have like a reverse effect, like not that motherly, those motherly thoughts right when you have a kid and you're like overtaken with like blissfulness. I knew there had to be some kind of like negative thing to this motherhood too from a young age, even though I grew up in a world where being a mother was the most amazing thing ever. Mostly because I don't relate myself to other people. I think of me when it comes to my life. I know I don't live in a Disney movie, but it was super interesting because I worked with a lot of moms who were stay-at-home moms who worked part-time or were completely at home, and they still were very, like, it was amazing with how many women would start just bawling about how much they didn't expect being a mom would be like this.
I was not prepared in motherhood to constantly have to find the patience. Like, I have to find the patience all hours of the day to do everything and anything.
And I'm not laughing at them, but it always makes me giggle because people always used to tell me, I promise you, when you hold your baby and you just engulf yourself in motherhood, you will love it. And then there's just all these women on here being like, I didn't put any thought into this. I didn't know it could be this awful. Or like, I didn't know it could be like this, having a kid. Once again, nanny some children. Make nice with the moms in your neighborhood. Give them a break and take care of their kid for a whole day. Don't stop there though. You need to make this a regular thing. Like, take your worst day and then go take care of some children. And then let's, you know, see how you can handle that. Some people can, some people can't.
Because no one told me how taxing it is to hear someone say you're fucking, my God, stay up. No one tells you how taxing it is to hear someone whine or cry or say, mama, mama, mama.
To be completely honest, Family Guy got me prepared for that one.
Mom! 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 Mommy! Mommy! Mommy!
What? But personally for me, I think it's important that the women are posting things like this because for years, I was personally told that being a mom is amazing. And it was very, very just, I don't know, demon-like to say that motherhood is actually extremely hard and maybe not as fulfilling for some women. And then you get women who have this fantasy about motherhood, end up on TikTok, boogers running from their nose and saying, I didn't know it was gonna be like this, thought it was gonna be like a Disney movie.
Mama, all the time. 24/7. Like, there's no way to mentally prepare for your brain to handle that. And on top of it, all you're trying to do is things for them. Like, you're trying to make food, or you're trying to get dishes done so that you can have dishes to make more food, or you're cleaning laundry, or you're cleaning up a mess or something. You're constantly doing something to care for the house or for the child or for the children or kids or animals or whatever. And then they don't see that. They only see the fact that you're not paying attention to them, so then they want more of your attention. And you're like, I'm already giving you all of my fucking attention. I know you don't realize it, but I am. And you're running on fumes, and you just need 5 minutes where you don't have someone saying something, making noise. Like, the auditory overload is insane.
I know people are going to see this and be like, well, it looks like you got a couple minutes to make a TikTok. I think her kid is like right in the back somewhere, so she still doesn't have like space by yourself. And I think the critique is super valid of saying, well, you didn't think about this before you had a kid. And I also think it's super valid to say, well, I didn't think of that, because a lot of us were sold that motherhood is the main thing that we should do, and it is amazing for every single woman ever. Everyone's qualified to be a parent. Everyone should love it. Everyone will like it. And it's going to be an amazing Disney princess type feeling when you hold your baby for the first time. But that's not the truth for everyone. In fact, there is moms coming out saying, I don't even like my kids, which can happen too. I hate my kids. Jeez. Starting off a little brutal. I thought it was gonna be like, I dislike my kids, I don't like my, nope, hate.
I hate my kids. I hate myself for saying that. I don't even want to be around my kids.
So at first I was like, oh, but she's someone that helps women that have those thoughts about their children. And even though she isn't saying that, the comment section is, and it gets pretty dark. I wanted kids so bad. I wanted a family, but I thought I would have them when I had the finances to have them and the support. I have neither. I hate being a mom. I hate being a mom. I never wanted kids. I was underage and my parents wouldn't let me do adoption. I'm stuck. I hate it. And this is why I don't believe every single person should have children. Can you imagine the kid growing up, scrolling through TikTok, and for some reason this popped up 20 years later and they see their mom's face on there? And even if the parent never explicitly says it and even goes through the motions of being a good parent, there's always something. Usually the kid usually knows in the back of their head. They kind of say, I don't think my parent ever wanted me. I don't even think they like me.
If I'm being honest, as an adult, I think one of the most challenging, hurtful things that I struggle with to this day, and I'm still learning, but it's hurtful, is the fact of realizing like your parent doesn't really like you.
And that's coming from a kid who I pretty much know my dad didn't like us. He had an explicit thought of how his kids would be, and we were not the cookie cutter kid that he wanted. He's literally the epitome of what the woman said. If you can't handle your kid coming out a way that you aren't going to like, probably shouldn't have kids. And growing up, especially once I hit my teens, I always would say, I don't think my dad likes me. Your kids will know.
Sometimes you just have to accept that your parents don't love you.
I really do believe that the only love that can truly be unconditional is the love between a parent and their child. So the fact that my parents didn't even give me that, and that was my one shot at truly unconditional love, makes me want to beat them over the head 6,000 times.
And many people are saying, well, this is like new mother stuff. They just have to get through like being a new mom and then, you know, they'll get over it. No. There's some moms on here that waited until the ripe old age of elderly to tell their kids, you know what? I never liked you. This is my mom. She finally told me after 30 years that she doesn't love me. I've known my whole life. Yeah, see, usually you can kind of tell. And I guess this mom has been waiting to say it.
What you gonna do, hit me? No, I wouldn't do that. Well, get out of my room. Why? Because you don't love me?
Well, I mean, she never said no. She didn't say yes either. Usually parents who at least want to try to make it look like they love their kids, they would swing the door open and scream, I love you. I always loved you.
I was rooting for you. We were all rooting for you. How dare you?
That's what my dad did. It was very dramatic. And even through the dramatics, I was like, this is the saddest little theatrics I have ever seen. So, you know, the lonely male epidemic is rising. The child-free women, I'm thinking the world wants to call it an epidemic, is also rising. Women are choosing a lot better and not settling for weirdo men that are probably gonna make them a single mom in the first place. And now there's a bunch of single moms on the internet saying, if there is a chance you're gonna be a single mom, don't do it. And of course, to combat that, there's a lot of men on the internet saying,
you will never have fulfillment until you birth a child.
What's with all the weird flexes of people that don't have kids? I get to sleep in, I can travel, I can go where I want. Dude, I have 5 kids and I can sleep in.
Hold up, that's a red flag right there. You have 5 kids and you can sleep in? Why? Either you're extremely well off and you have a few nannies to take care of your 5 kids, or your wife is the one waking up and not sleeping in and taking care of your kids while you make TikToks on the beach with your nipples out.
I can travel, I can go wherever I want to. So what, you don't have to change diapers. You realize the diaper changing phase and the waking up in the middle of the night phase is only like the first 2 years.
Wrong. No, it's not. Not for everybody.
Right? I think the people that are trying to convince us how much they love not having kids probably have some fertility issues.
I mean, once again, I did get her yanked out. Now she over there in the corner. Useless. But she wasn't always useless. Apparently, I'm very fertile. Whoever created us gave me specific childbearing hips. Very hard to find genes. But just because someone doesn't want to have children doesn't mean they have fertility issues.
Or they can't find a partner, they don't have kids with them.
The reason why I couldn't find a partner was because a lot of men said that they wanted children and I didn't, so there was no point in doing that because ain't nobody gonna change my mind, only I can change my mind. And a lot of the men who said they wanted kids were like this. I would question them on some basic taking care of children tasks and they were stupid. If I got with them, they'd probably also be on the beach with their tits out, filming a TikTok in really annoying sunglasses saying, I get to sleep in and you only have to change diapers until 2. That's not the case because sometimes you still have to deal with pee and poo because some kids pee the bed until they're 9. That's not me. It was my brother. Nerd.
They missed the boat, so now they're trying to convince us all that it's the greatest life ever.
Okay, so riddle me this, the baby daddy Manaphy. Ew. Why are there so many moms saying it's not the best life ever? Why are the moms who are stressed out not on the beach like you are with their tits out and really annoying sunglasses filming a TikTok saying it's the best thing ever? Huh? Maybe it's because it's not the best thing ever for every single person on this earth?
It's an empty, selfish life, man.
So I've heard the whole it's selfish not to have children thing. There's a mom on here that was trending because she also had that type of mindset as well.
This child-free trend that is going on with Gen Z, they openly will say they don't want kids. And I used to years ago think that people without kids they were super selfish, and now I've changed my views. I now think that it is selfish to have kids that you don't truly want.
Yes. As a kid who felt like one of my parents didn't want me, I feel like that was super selfish. I feel like I miss out on having like that daddy-daughter relationship, you know? Because my dad was always there. But it's like you kind of mourn that life of a dad that's still around but like not around. Because you could tell he never really wanted you unless you took the exact path that he had for you before you were born. Which is very stupid, by the way. And if you notice in the TikTok of the man with the sunglasses on the beach who has all the time in the world to make a TikTok when he has kids aging from, what was it?
I have 5 kids, dude. From 3 years old to 19 years old.
Yeah. 3 to 19. He pretty much mentioned that not having them is lonely, which to me, that's pretty selfish. You just have kids because you're lonely. Go make friends, weirdo. Also at the end, he mentioned it's a gift for himself.
Little part of you, man. It's your gift to the world.
Oh, I'm sorry. I got that wrong. It's not a gift for himself. It's a gift to the world. His sperm is that important. Anyway, even though there's a lot of men on the internet saying, we must have children, we must breed, spread our sperm, alpha male, only way to be man is to make sure we have kids. There's actually a lot of child-free men also posting on the internet and being totally chill coming home with their animals.
I've been on the road a lot, and the only thing you really got to come home to is a dog. And they're like, does that not bother you? And then when I stop and I start thinking about it, you know, I start kind of getting depressed and upset about it, and I'm like, yeah. And then I start getting emotional and I want to start crying. And when I get like that, I just, you know, I got to start wiping away all my tears.
This is it right here. I'm telling you. And she said the quiet thing out loud. I think a lot of people feel the same way and they're just coping. No, I love my dogs, love my cat, it's all good.
I'm 32 years old and I'm child-free, and there's not a single person on the face of this earth who could ever convince me to have children. Not a single one. I don't care who it is. No amount of reasoning will ever make me think it's a good idea to have children.
Whenever I'm having a bad day, I'm just like, man, imagine if I had kids too. Like, work is stressing me out, bills are stacking, cars making noises. But then imagine adding a toddler screaming because their applesauce touched their chicken nugget. Like, nah, I'm good. I'm all right. You know, I just, a bad day for me right now is running late and forgetting my headphones.
Many men are actually going under a knife to make sure that they also don't have children. A vasectomy with no kids is kind of wild.
Damn it. You got me. Having a vasectomy with no kids is pretty wild. It's almost as if I don't have kids and I'm doing everything in my power to prevent ever having kids because I do not want kids. You know what? Maybe I'm tripping. Let me take a deep breath, process what I'm trying to tell you in a way that everyone can understand, especially you, which is fuck them kids.
Oh, I thought he was gonna say F you, because why would you care if someone got a vasectomy and they don't want kids? You just don't get a vasectomy and have kids. So I don't know if men get super questioned as much as women do when they say they don't want to have children. I feel like many men get like, yes, he's not having kids. He knows the way to do it. Oh, he's also not getting married. Yeah, that's great. But they do get some pushback, especially online.
Main reason I get is like, why I don't have no kids? Your dick don't work or something.
That's just a dramatic way of thinking that if someone doesn't want to have children, or if a man doesn't want to have children, that means his penis is having some kind of mechanical error.
It works.
It's like the guy sitting on the beach with the 5 kids who said that anyone who doesn't want children or have children, especially when you get older, it means that you're infertile. Obviously.
A single man over 30 with no kids is a major red flag.
How dare you not be a single dad? Being responsible is so early 2000s. But I mean, at least some guys are getting shamed on the internet too for not having kids by a random guy on TikTok who I think is in the gym. Or maybe focus on your workout and not other men's penises. Just a thought. So despite popular belief, it's not only women on the internet saying they love being child free. It's not only women on the internet saying, I wish I stayed child free. And it's not only women on the internet saying they hate being a mom. Some men are talking about they hate being a dad.
I hate being a dad, point blank period. I wake up every day, not thankful to be a dad, wish I wasn't a dad. Nothing changed my mind about that. I've told my baby mama how I don't think I'll ever get over the fact that when I told her I didn't want a kid, she still was like, I don't care, and had the kid.
I'm gonna let him finish, but I just can't help but think about Pearl and her bright big old mouth when she tells women to pick better. But what would she say in this situation? Would she tell this guy he should have picked a better woman? Just wondering.
But this feeling has never stopped me from showing up, ever. Take your moments, take your breaks, take your little 10-10s, but let's just keep rolling. You got this, I got this. We all doing it together.
So it all ended very nicely. He's very aware. He just hates being a dad. He doesn't like that feeling of being a dad and just being a father. And that's very similar to what the other women were saying too, but the comment section was completely different. I don't even think that this went viral. Yeah, no. People just really like or love to hate and respond to a woman saying, I love my kids, but I absolutely hate being a mother. And also they like to blame the child-free women who are just doing their normal thing about the rise of people not having kids. What do we have to do with it? Anyway, I'm always an advocate for people doing exactly what they want and not designing their life to fit what makes other people comfortable. If you don't want children, you probably shouldn't have them. If you do want children, I do think that you should at least think about it. Do you have enough money to feed yourself? Because then you might run into some problems. And like always, I think that you should at least be around children, take care of a baby on like your worst day and see if you can handle it. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. Beyond popular belief to that man in the sunglasses that's on a beach with his shirt off, I do have other responsibilities even though I don't have children and my uterus is yeeted off in the corner of the room. I have to actually go and do a lot of responsibilities. I don't have time to go to the beach. So, bye.